Now, like I said before, I'm not going to try to go into a whole history lesson about what these songs were about, but if you go and listen to the clips, you'll get some idea of why I picked these for each person. Okay, so moving on. For Danny, this is one that's been done at every karaoke bar I can think of, and it was also another Sammy Davis Jr. favorite, and kind of a signature song for him, but it's been covered so much that I'm sure a lot of people probably have their own favorite version from their own favorite artist of this. But Mr. Bojangles is what I picked for Danny, along with My Funny Valentine, which was originally done by Chet Baker. And if that sounds kind of familiar, if you ever saw the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley, Matt Damon did a surprisingly great job of doing this song in that movie. So if you want to refamiliarize yourself with that, go back to that scene in The Talented Mr. Ripley and watch that, or just grab a copy of My Funny Valentine off of iTunes or whatever, or just listen to the clip. And that would be a great one for Danny to tackle. For the alternate song, They Can't Take That Away From Me, which, well, the title's kind of symbolic, if you know what I mean. And I'm sure he would appreciate that if that song is on their list. So those three songs I think would probably fit Danny pretty well. Matt. Matt is one of the people who I suspect will do very, very well in this particular week. I mean, it's got that jazzy kind of feel to it that he really loves when he's at the piano. And please, Matt, bring the keys back. You're really more comfortable and at home when you do that. It was really great that America thought he got saved, so let's give the kid another chance. This could be your week, my friend. You could surge ahead and actually become one of the front runners instead of sort of stay stuck in the back of the pack where you have been so far. But for Matt, I picked out Here's That Rainy Day. I've Got the World on a String, a great hit for Frank Sinatra and for a string of other people. And for the alternate song, another Frank classic, Witchcraft, which I think he would do very well at. And I think that's been covered by both Harry Connick Jr. and Michael Bublé. So if you want to hear a more contemporary but not too jazzed up version of those two songs, check out the covers from either one of those two guys. But that's a great song. Last but not least, for Chris. Chris is somebody else that could do well with this because he's got a kind of easygoing air about him when he's on stage and he's comfortable with the songs he's performing. So for him, I picked out Making Whoopee, I've Got You Under My Skin, and the Hoagie Carmichael standard Stardust as the alternate song. And I think he could really do very well with those. So once again, I'm not going to try to give you a whole history lesson on what these songs are about, or the people that wrote them, or the succession of people that performed them. But if you are more interested, once you get to the Wikipedia page, do a search on the song titles, because I'm sure you'll find history on every individual song as well, and you'll probably learn a lot more about music than you expected to. But that covers our fantasy song camp for this week. The guest next week, I guess Wednesday night for the results show, is going to be Taylor Hicks. Now, I was an honorary Soul Patrol member at the beginning. Loved Taylor, loved everything he was about, contrary to some people who couldn't stand him. And I couldn't have been happier when he won his season of American Idol. Unfortunately, when I saw him live, I was really kind of disappointed because whatever it was that I really loved about him on the show and on the first album he didn't seem to translate well when I saw him live. I don't know if it was first tour jitters or whatever it was, but just wasn't digging him that much. So here's hoping that when he makes his appearance to promote his new album, that a lot of that has been worked out, a lot of the kinks and the bugs and the quirks, whatever he had on stage before, and he's more of a showman than he apparently was when I saw him last. But we'll see. In any case, that's a wrap. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the Fantasy Song Camp for the 6th edition. And can't wait to get to number 7 and also to see how these kids are going to do next week. So until next Tuesday, take care and I will talk to y'all soon.